I wasn't sure I'm gonna get a picture. I was rushing like crazy to get a picture today, and it was raining like all week. So I'm like just dying to get a picture to go out and shoot. And finally today we had a clear day, no rain, nothing. What I'm doing here is I'm shooting a picture at, I'm pretty wide at 60 millimeter, and I'm at f8, and my shutter speed keeps changing because the light keeps dropping. But right now I'm at 2.5 seconds. And what I'm doing here is I'm shooting fairly wide, so I'm keeping this rock in the foreground as kind of a leading line to the mountains in the back. And I'm here at Lac Escalier. It's a lake in Mont Tremblant. And I have a circular polarizer on and a soft grad 3-stop and defilter. And that's just to control the sky. And take a few shots before it's too late. And I'm just kind of waiting a little bit now to see how the light changes over time. I mean, a lot of times I'm set up and I just sit and wait, and the light keeps changing. As it changes, I just keep taking pictures, you know. The idea is you keep taking pictures because you never know which one you're gonna choose. Like right now I'm getting a little pink in the sky, and that's pretty nice. But you know, maybe it's gonna get more intense, maybe not. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens. Sometimes the sunset happens right after the sun sets. It's really beautiful up here. Just relaxing, taking pictures. Hey guys, so this is the picture that I chose to work on. And first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a bit with the white balance. I've shot this in RAW. You should be able to do the same thing. Let me just make it a bit cooler. Just increase the tint a bit. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a bit of contrast. Bring down my highlights just a bit. Open up my shadows. Do my whites, click Alt and drag. Same thing for the blacks. Okay, do a bit of vibrance and a bit of saturation, not too much. Here we go. Maybe boost this, open up the shadows a bit more. Here you go, that's nice. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take down my sharpening to 0 because I do it later, and I have profile corrections. Okay, now I'm gonna go into Photoshop to finish this off the way I like it. Maybe just bring down my highlights a bit more. Here we go, that's looking nice. Just to show you before and after what we started with, before, after. Now in the raw file, when you download the raw file from your camera, nothing's applied on it, so you're gonna have to do everything. That's why it looks really bad when it's just with nothing on, and when you do a bit of editing, starting to come back to life. So I'm gonna go into Photoshop. Okay, here we go. Okay, from here I'm gonna go into filter. I'm gonna use Nik Collection Color Effects Pro to finish this off. And this is a free software you can download. It's from Google. I like it. Should be loading now. Here we go. Usually it always loads the last filter you use, so which is Pro Contrast, and I always use that. So, but I'm gonna reset everything down to 0, and I'm gonna start to play with. First thing I'm gonna do is I do the dynamic contrast, just give that a boost. to where I like it. Maybe like 15%. Correct contrast, I'm gonna just do a bit. Same thing with the color, correct color cast. Check before, after. It's not much, just a subtle boost, and I like it. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add another filter, and I'm gonna go to contrast color range. Oops, wrong one. If you ever click the wrong one, if you click again, it will replace it unless you open a new filter layer. And when I do contrast color range, also I have to reset all these three, because otherwise it's way overdone. So I have to go back on these two. And the brightness also, to reset it, I have to kind of move it around a bit and click it to 0. And then the only thing I'm gonna do is the color contrast. I'm just gonna move it up and just show you before, after. Just kind of gives the colors a bit of a boost that I like. Maybe I went too much, so I'll go down a bit. Before, after. Okay, I like that. And next thing I'm gonna do is I might just check brilliance and warmth, see if that does anything I like. Yeah, I like a nice colorful image always. Yeah, that's nice, I like that. I might just do one thing just to see if it works, if it looks nice. It's a tonal contrast. Now usually it's always a lot, and I just want to do it for the details. I might just bring down the highlights because I don't want any in the highlights. Oops. And midtones too. Bring it down. I just want to do in the shadows. It kind of brings a bit of detail to these. Bring down saturation because I don't want it to add more saturation. Maybe just keep it down at 6%. Let's see before, after. I like what it did here in the grains of the sand and the. Okay. Check before, after. Okay, I like that. So I'm gonna click OK. That's all I'm gonna do here. And if you find when you do use this method, it opens it in a new layer. If you find you went a bit too much, you can always bring down the opacity here. If you went a bit too crazy with the editing. It takes some time. I'm also using a Wacom tablet. Makes it nice and fun to edit the stuff. Makes it easy. You don't have to, you can use a mouse pad or mouse or trackpad. Fine with the tablet is really nice. Okay, so that's before, after. Okay, like that, much nicer. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new layer. And I'm gonna go to the healing brush tool. And I'm just gonna kind of zoom in a bit first. Here we go. gonna select the healing brush, and I'm just gonna quickly scan through. Sometimes I get some dust spots on the sensor. I want to clean those out. So if you ever print the image, you're not just, hey, there's one right here, clean that up. I think there's one right here. You can do that in Lightroom too. There's a nice spot healing brush tool with the visualized spots. It lets you, shows you where they are. It's really easy, but I'm just gonna do it here since I'm already here. Alright, I think it's pretty good. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I think I'm pretty good there, so I'm gonna do a new layer as well, and I'm just gonna do a vignette, and I'm gonna do it in fit screen. I want to do the vignette in the unwan effects. I like they have one filter for vignette that I like there. I find this spot is a bit bright, so just here it's a bit dark, here it's a bit bright, so I want to kind of even it out. This I like, it's already bright enough, it's kind of leading your eye to the back. Stuff, it takes time. Okay. Come on, come on. Come on. And this is taking time. Okay, it already applied it. Also applies the last filters I had, so I'm gonna reset everything. And I'm gonna go add filter. I'm gonna go to vignette. I'm gonna select here Big Softy. That's the one I like. Now it's a bit intense in the beginning, so I'm just gonna go down to where I want it. Check before, after. Before, after. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna click apply. Can take me back into Photoshop. See, it applied it on its own layer. Check before, after. Okay, happy with that. And next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new layer too, and I'm gonna apply sharpening. Usually I keep sharpening till the very end, and I always like to use the high pass filter, other high pass. I keep it at 3 pixels. Click OK. I'm gonna switch the blend mode to soft light. Okay, and pretty happy with that, so I'm gonna save that. When I save it, can I take it back into Photoshop, into Lightroom, sorry. And I can show you the before and after. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. It's a big file with layers, it just takes long. Almost 50%. Wow, it takes time. Okay, here we go. Finally. Woo. That took some time. So now I should bring it into Lightroom. Whenever I see that wheel, it's like I know things are gonna take some time. Okay, and here we go. So first I'm gonna go back to the original and I'm gonna reset everything to how it was. So we started out with this and ended up with